AI in video games have come a long way, from basic enemy patterns to NPCs that feel almost human. Some games have pushed the boundaries so far that the AI can outthink, adapt, and even surprise players in ways we never expected. Today, we're looking at the most advanced AI ever seen in gaming. This is FPS Xpert. Let's dive in. First up, we have Alien Isolation. Few games have created an AI enemy as terrifying as the xenomorph in Alien Isolation. Unlike most horror game enemies that follow predictable patrol routes, this creature actively learns from your actions. If you hide in lockers too often, it starts checking them. If you rely on noisemakers, it adapts and starts ignoring them. The xenomorph has no set path. It constantly hunts you down in real time, using its senses to track movement and sound. It creates an unpredictable, nerve-wracking experience where you're never truly safe, making it one of the most impressive AI-driven enemies ever created. Next, let's talk about FER. Even after nearly 2 decades, FER is still considered one of the best examples of smart AI in shooters. The enemies don't just charge at you mindlessly. They use cover, communicate with each other, and react to your playstyle. If you take cover, they'll throw grenades to flush you out. If you try to flank them, they'll reposition and ambush you instead. The AI's ability to work as a unit makes every encounter feel intense and strategic, something many modern FPS games still struggle to replicate. Moving on, we have The Last of Us Part 2. Naughty Dog took AI realism to the next level in The Last of Us Part 2. Enemies don't just act like generic goons. They behave like actual people with personalities. They call each other by name, react with shock and anger when one of their allies goes down, and work together to flank or ambush you. Even guard dogs track your scent, forcing you to rethink your stealth strategies. The AI's ability to adapt and respond emotionally to situations makes every encounter feel unpredictable and deeply immersive. Up next is Red Dead Redemption 2. Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption 2 isn't just about intelligent enemy AI. It's about creating a living, breathing world. NPCs have their own routines, personalities, and memories of past interactions with you. If you antagonize someone, they'll remember it the next time they see you. If you help a stranger, they might later return the favor. Even law enforcement reacts differently based on your past crimes and behavior. This level of AI detail makes the world feel alive, setting a new standard for open-world immersion. Now, let's talk about Halo. Combat Evolved. When Halo launched in 2001, it revolutionized FPS AI. The Covenant enemies weren't just cannon fodder. They had distinct roles and behaviors. Elites commanded squads. Grunts would panic and scatter if their leader was killed. And Jackals strategically used shields to block your shots. This dynamic AI made every firefight feel fresh and replayable, forcing players to constantly adapt. Even today, the Halo AI system remains one of the best in the genre. Next up, we have the STALKER series. The STALKER franchise introduced an AI system called A-Life, which simulates a living ecosystem. NPCs and creatures don't just wait for players to interact with them. They have their own needs, goals, and behaviors. Bandits might get into fights with mutants while you're nowhere near, and entire battles can break out between factions independently of you. This creates an unpredictable world where events happen organically, making every playthrough feel unique. Moving on, let's talk about the Half-Life series. Valve's Half-Life games have always been at the forefront of AI innovation. Soldiers in the original Half-Life didn't just stand in place waiting to be shot. They flanked, used cover, and communicated with each other mid-fight. In Half-Life 2, the combined enemies take it even further by adapting to your tactics. They coordinate their attacks, call for reinforcements, and even react to changes in the environment. This level of AI intelligence helps make Half-Life one of the most immersive single-player shooters ever made. Up next, we have the Hitman series. Stealth games live and die by their AI, and Hitman is a perfect example of how smart NPC behavior can create a true sandbox experience. Guards don't just have basic patrol routes. They investigate disturbances, react to missing personnel, and even change their routines if they sense something is wrong. If you disguise yourself but act suspiciously, they'll take notice and alert others. This dynamic AI forces players to constantly adapt, making every assassination mission feel unique. Now let's look at the Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim. Bethesda's Radiant AI system in Skyrim was a major leap forward for open-world RPGs. NPCs have their own daily schedules. They eat, sleep, work, and react dynamically to the player's actions. If you steal from a shop, the owner might hire mercenaries to hunt you down. If you drop a valuable item in a town, some NPCs might return it, while others might steal it for themselves. The way NPCs interact with the world makes Skyrim feel immersive, even a decade after its release. Finally, let's talk about Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty Update. At launch, Cyberpunk 2077's AI was heavily criticized, but with the Phantom Liberty Update, the game introduced a complete AI overhaul. Enemies now flank, take cover more intelligently, and react more realistically to combat situations. The police system was also revamped. Law enforcement will now chase you in dynamic, unscripted ways rather than just spawning randomly. Night City finally feels alive, with NPCs that behave in a more natural, reactive manner. It's proof that AI improvements can completely transform a game's experience. AI in games is evolving at an incredible rate, and we're getting closer to NPCs that feel indistinguishable from real players. Which game do you think has the smartest AI? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, stick around for more gaming content. This is FPS Xpert. See you in the next one.